or
Top
anything
right
out
corner,
into the
there's
phone
some
because there were
stuff.
stories about people contacting people's kids.
Oh, there we go.
Contacting kids.
Yeah, like there's like a lot of you can hook up your phone.
I always forget how to move this fucking
devices,
thing. There we go.
but that means they can also be hacked, essentially. So there was this kid that was getting talked to by this stranger or something.
That's fucked
That's
up.
terrifying.
It's really fucked up and terrifying.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why when I got this, it's like single. It's like a walkie-talkie. It's like only the one. So I'm like, okay.
For the
Game of
sake of
Thrones.
expediency, let's bring it together.
Okay.
So for Yane's benefit, what transpired last time we got together was I was about to say Mandout Dweer, but that is definitely not who this guy is. Mercadian. He kind of, he bamboozled you, right? Maybe he had initially proposed a certain number of events, and now he's talking about at least 2 more. And you guys eventually conceded to at least 1 additional challenge. And in so doing, you guys were teleported or transfixed. Your attention was taken to an underwater city that Sorendor had apparently uncovered through his magics and controlled the water to pull it away. And you guys found yourself in the midst of this solar elf society, so far as you can tell. That's like the indication that's been given. And in the distance, where you can see water, you recognize the elements of the still sea, which is to say that you are you are west of Banthashone. There exists today, in your current life, in your current character's life, a still sea that is off the coast of Banthashone, which is this supernatural phenomenon where the sea has no tide, it has no movement. It is just a mass of dead, decaying, rotten ocean, essentially. And you guys are in the midst of it. From the outlying water that surrounds the city that you're kind of like in the midst of, you see hooked tentacles kind of like reaching in and grasping. But that's far off, and it doesn't matter to you at this current moment. Instead, what matters to you is that you're after a pearl. A pearl which you now know has the power to grant wishes. I think that was uncovered. I hope I didn't just spoil anything. Okay. And so it has the power to grant wishes, and that's the centerpiece in the crown that Dolomith wears. So it's the centerpiece of the prize that you're after. You guys ascended the steps of a ziggurat. You saw statues that were disgraced and graffitied, and then eventually at the top of this pyramid you saw Mercadian's brother once again appearing, and you had once seen him before in the image of the collection of the jade figurines, the jade serpents that you guys found. He confronted Mercadian, accused him of wanton destruction, essentially. Like he's very, very much against the Solar Elves' agenda, whatever that may be. Mercadian said some snide remarks back, and they engaged in combat. While you guys, your intended goal is the pearl itself. You guys continued into the ziggurat. You passed through a phase of darkness that was brief but total. And then you guys came into a courtyard where there is a tree that is withered and dead, and a ring of statues that were praising or giving power to this central statue that in one hand held a shield and in another held the pearl. Kirill walked up to the statue, attempted to take it, but in so doing, he triggered a response from two not necessarily angelic creatures. They look like solar elves. They have decayed and decrepit wings that look to be non-functional. They're almost like, at first glance, a crossbreed between an angel and a demon. And Kirill, as he reached for the pearl and was engaging with that item, was enclosed in a circle of fire, both radiant and mundane, and his protection that was given to him by Mercadian protected him from the radiant, but not the fire itself. But he also was encompassed in an effect of numerous metal chains that struck up from the ground and pulled him into place, or put him into place, rather. Set him in place. And that was where we left off, rolling initiative from that encounter. Did I miss anything of note that somebody wants to draw to attention before we hop on in? Or if there's anything that want to draw attention to? I actually did roll for you, but if you want to roll for yourself, why don't you go ahead?
I mean, did you roll well?
I didn't roll bad. Yeah.
+4.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, fine. We'll stick with that. So in first action, it is the green set angel, who is just to kind of lay out this battlefield. So you guys are in a lower courtyard. The sun is set above you, and the sky above you is very reminiscent of what you were experiencing before you had entered into Ziggurat. But it's almost like the heat of the day, and life itself is kind of like, the reality of that day that's above you, that you would expect from a sky, is not reaching you, if that makes any sense. It's, you don't feel the heat from the sun. You don't experience it like you normally. It's like a picture almost above you. And so that one that's denoted with a green draws its bow, and before taking its shot, because it has a bow, let me see where it goes here. It is going to run
It is going to...
It is going to run 40 feet to about here, and then it dissipates in a blink of an eye and appears just behind you, Haldir.
Nothing personal, kid.
Nothing personal, kid. I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw, as when it appears, there is a flash of light and a sound of thunder, deafening, as you sustain yourself, hold your ground against this onslaught of current and focus. You are not deafened, but you do take 7 force damage as you hold your ground and withstand its presence. It then lines up a shot almost like point blank to you. Where's its plus to hit?
It's like the scene from Lord of the Rings where the elves have the bows drawn like right in front of somebody's face.
Yeah.
Because that scene was always a little ridiculous, but okay.
It's a little bit farther away. I mean, it's not, it's not, it's a large figure, so it's not like it's completely point blank. It takes its shot. Do you cast shield?
He's gonna shoot me with a bow right behind me?
Yep. You respond to its movements, so you feel this like sudden influx of
I just wanted
energy
to make
behind
sure he
you.
was still shooting with a bow, because it seemed
Yes.
odd, but
Yes.
yeah, I'll cast shield.
Okay.
It's a magical bow.
So the first shot you deflect and it goes wide overhead, and the second one you manage to do the same to, and that ends its turn. Tammin, a creature has just appeared behind you. You see, or rather, you don't see Kirill as he is enveloped in a ring of fire. And metal swirling around inside this monument.
Yeah, I mean,
What do you do?
I don't think I can help Kirill. I'm going to. Well, I guess I'm going to come over and try to swing on this angel thing.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack rolls.
21 to hit.
24.
I guess she's being flanked, technically.
Yeah, absolutely. So you definitely hit.
Dope. Whoops, I accidentally hit the wrong thing.
That one also hits.
12.
Sure.
And I actually want to use my good old superiority die in this one for a distracting strike.
Sure.
So from 12 to 14. The
next attack roll
has
against-
advantage from somebody else.
Okay. So 14
anyway,
points
my
of
next
piercing
one would
damage.
hit, right? My 22. Or
Yeah, so
27?
you slice into this creature, and as
Okay.
you kind of like stab across its back, close to where the wings are jutting from its back, close to the shoulder blades, this kind of almost silverish blood oozes out from the wound, and it almost like instantly forms a crust of this like black skin that starts rolling over the top of it. And as you are witnessing what's kind of happening, Haldir, as you withstand the effects of this creature appearing next to you, you also can see that its eyes, as I've mentioned before, are this pitch black, just like the solar elves are. But you see its mouth it's like this completely scarred over. There are no lips to it. There's no way for this creature to feasibly speak. There's just like this massive scar or burn mark that encompasses its mouth. That's for Haldir. But you slash across its back with that first swing, and then with your second swing, you hit again, so you can roll damage. Or you can not. Tammin, hello? Okay.
What?
Roll your
damage.
second attack.
Sure. Another 12.
Perfect.
Well, that's it. I guess.
You're not gonna utilize any other
I guess
effects?
I have Twin Bolt, huh? I always forget that ability. We'll use a 19.
19 hits.
I mean, this is every time. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, honestly.
But this time it's almost divinely drawn. Like you have so often missed with this ability. It feels like the gods are just pushing you to succeed. Yeah. And it appears to be, so far as you can tell, effective. So you deal 5 lightning damage and 2 fire. Okay. All right. Okay. And that's the end of your turn?
Yeah, I don't really have anything else to do, so that's it.
Sure. Yane, it is your turn.
All right.
You see this creature teleport step, almost, it is very reminiscent of what Mercadian's brother was doing outside of the temple. Netroy.
I
his
am going to totally forgot what I was gonna do. Oh yeah, I was gonna Great Weapon Master and then do a little attack.
Little swing
Oh,
action.
Attack trick, eh?
the old
it'll be
swing trick.
-5 penalty.
20 still hits.
It's gonna be +10. 23.
Nice.
and
Big old
then I'm
swing.
gonna big old daddy. Then I'm gonna do
So
the same
23
thing.
points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Ouch.
Are you raging, son?
Not raging.
This
It's
guy
another
never
23.
rages, I swear.
Wait, why is
Yeah.
it 23?
Because
because
it's
your great
plus
weapon.
attack.
Sorry.
Two, no, it's
great
greater
weapon
master.
master.
So I'm taking.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Okay, wait. So the first one, it's -5 to the swing, right? That's
Correct.
what it is.
Yeah,
and plus
they're
10 to
both
the damage.
-5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then +10 to damage.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So 23 again. Oof. Okay.
It's a total of 46? Is that
46.
correct? That's so much.
That is correct.
It's a lot of damn.
It's a lot of damn. Okay.
Okay.
So you thwomp into it 2 times, and you're like causing it to double over into pain as you connect with this Sigathid rot weapon, and you're making clean connections, possibly bones as you swing into it too, and it appears to be greatly impacted. Do you do anything with your bonus action?
I'm gonna attack one more time.
You can't
Yes,
as a
no.
bonus action.
Oh no, okay. Can't as a bonus action.
Unless you are raging and then you make a frenzied rage attack.
Oh no, I can't. Okay. Why am I so can't remember anything what I can do?
I don't think that there's much a barbarian can do. As a
No,
bonus
at this
action.
point, I think I'm done.
the only bonus actions you have, just so you know, is going into a rage is a bonus action.
Right.
And then once you're already in a rage, you can change your rage into a frenzied rage.
right. Okay.
And after you do that, then from each following turn, once you're frenzied, you can then use your bonus action to make an additional attack each
Okay.
turn.
All right.
But in doing so, I think you take enemies have advantage against you or something. I don't, something like that.
No, I mean I just take exhaustion points and then
Black
Yeah.
damage. Is that what you're saying, Kiro?
Big.
Big damage.
Okay. So yeah, I knowing that the guy didn't die, I'm gonna get all pissed off and I'm gonna rage. So
Okay,
my bonus
sure.
is rage.
So you're moving into a rage. Okay,
Correct,
perfect. Okay. Sure. That ends your turn. The purple creature who is wielding a mace is going to solar step into. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So it is going to step into this exact spot. And I would like Misha, Haldir, and Yane to make. I think I said Constitution saving
Yeah,
throws.
you did.
That is correct.
Okay.
Okay. So. Haldir and Misha, you guys both take 5 points of Constitution damage, of thunder damage rather. And then Yane, you take 10 points of thunder damage, and you are knocked 10 feet away
Jesus.
into that wall. And as you make impact with that wall, you take a d6 of bludgeoning damage, which is 2 reduced to 1 because you're raging.
Mm-hmm.
It then proceeds to engage with Misha with its glowing mace, and it takes 2 attacks against you. Probably. Let's decide. make sure I'm adding this correctly. Okay. So a 21 to hit with the first swing.
Yep.
And a 18.
Yep.
Plus. Yep. Okay. So it deals. And let me just double check here. You're not within range of Kirill's aura. So you take 22 points of bludgeoning damage
Ooh.
and 18 points of radiant damage as it smashes into you, trying to beat you into the ground. It's just a quick boom, boom, and then another boom, boom as you're like on your knees, trying to fend off these relentless attacks. This creature is much, much stronger than you, so far as you can tell, and it is just relentless in its assault against you. It ends its turn, and it is Haldir's turn. Two creatures have apparated close by to you. What do you do?
I'm gonna twin spell greater invisibility on me and Misha,
Okay.
so we can get out of here. Or get out of this mess,
Sure.
at the very least.
Yeah, that absolutely makes sense. So both you and Misha are under the effects of greater invisibility, which allows you to cast spells and attack while remaining invisible.
And let me check the duration on that because I actually don't remember.
I think it's like at least a minute.
That's a minute. Okay, and it is a concentration spell, and I'm gonna, I believe, move away from this guy without any problem.
Yeah, I don't think that if you can't see your attacker or you can't see a person, I don't see that there's any reason why you wouldn't be able to move away from them without provoking an attack of opportunity. I don't know. I'm going to utilize a boot to signify greater invisibility.
And then,
I'm not a lot of better
There's
ones.
not like a ghost like face covering or something. That's funny.
I'll just use second wind. That's my
You
bonus
think
action.
that there would be? Okay, there's like a ninja face. Let's do that one. That makes more sense. You said you second winded. Okay, sure.
3 big ones.
Yeah, 3 big booty abilities. Misha, you're kind of like holding up your shield to try and fend off these attacks, and this creature was like ducking and diving behind those attacks and landing them squarely on you. But you notice as you're holding your shield that it has gone completely invisible, and you can feel the tingling effects of magic kind of wash over you. You know that you're invisible. What do you do with your action?
I'm so excited. I've never had this spell cast on me. Ever.
You could do anything
These
and
count as
nobody would know.
humanoids, or
You do not know. You have not attempted to cast any spells that affect humanoids. You would say they are humanoid-sized. They have 2 legs, 2 arms, and a head, torso. They seem humanoid-ish, but you're uncertain. They are definitely not regular humans by any stretch of the imagination, nor are they just regular solar elves. You've seen them before. This isn't it.
would it take an action to try to? I'm not even sure how I would try to check that by looking at them. A religion
To kind of like
check, maybe?
ascertain.
Yeah.
What would I say would be a good? I would say an Arcana check would probably be the best, or a religion check, maybe, to determine whether or not these guys are.
Would that be my action though?
It would not be your action. I'll say it's just a bonus.
Yeah.
I'll be a merciful god. Sure.
Something.
That you don't know. Don't know.
All right. I will. Which one is everyone wailing on? The green one? I'll try to do a hold person on the green one.
Okay. And it's just a saving throw against it.
Yeah, wisdom.
Okay. So you notice as you attempt to weave the magic around this creature, it already there's an instantaneous dissipation as you try to weave your magic on the creature, where you can essence or where you feel the essence and flow of the arcane weave kind of impressing this whole person onto it. It's starting to wither and fade before it even touches the creature. So even in the essence of casting it, there's some type of magical effect that is holding it back. But your spell does not take effect as well, or in addition to that noticing.
And I will move away.
It does not see you. It cannot take its attack of opportunity as you do so. And I forgot to roll a couple of things, and I will do so now. Okay, that's the first one. Let's call this one chain, and this one fire. Okay. All right. That is that end of your turn. Do you do anything with your bonus action?
Is it a bonus action to second wind?
Oh, you actually already used your bonus action.
Oh yeah, no, I did. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, never mind.
Okay. All right. Misha, that's the end of your turn. Kiro, you are currently held and in the midst of fire to the point where you cannot see anything at all. You are blind. And at the start of your turn, you take 19 points of fire damage. I believe
Yikes.
reduced by 3 because of your shield. And you also take 18 points of piercing damage as
Reduced
the
by
chains reduced by I think even more than 3.
4.
I don't know how much.
Yeah, by 4. And as these chains kind of like rip and pull and try and yank you into the ground. But it is your action. What do you do?
I'm going to try to break these chains from me.
Okay.
How do I go about doing that?
So you can attempt to escape from them by making a strength check. Or you could attempt to strike at the chains, although depending on what type of weapon you have, it might be at disadvantage. Either way, you can try and rip the chains off of you by striking at them, or by just trying to move and kind of like pull the chains along with you as you take your movement.
I'm going to move and try to pull the chains.
Okay. And I would say that you have advantage on this because of the armor that you're currently wearing, and you succeed in doing so. So you're able to move at your full movement speed. Where would you like to go?
Well, I'd like not to, I need to get out of this fire, but like, how intense are these fires? So they're massive, right?
Well, you took 19 fire damage, minus the 3 from the shield. So, it's pretty fucking hot. Your flesh is blistering. However you want to look at that. Feel free.
I'm gonna like dive over here.
Sure.
I'm gonna plow through it.
You move away from it as fast as you can. You have an extra 5 feet of movement as you move out, and you realize that for the most part, all of your hair is singed.
My eyebrows.
My damn eyebrows.
All right, and I'm assuming that that struggle with the fire took my action, so I'm going to use my bonus action to second wind.
That was just your movement. You have available to you any other action you'd like to take in addition to your bonus action.
What level are you? Level 8?
You are No, you're level 9, right?
Yeah, well, one of those levels is fighter. I'm a level 8 paladin.
Sure.
So I'm gonna use second wind. I'm gonna touch myself for 40 points of healing.
Yeah, so you heal yourself for 44 points of damage over the course of your turn.
Yep.
Any other action?
How much movement did I use? I used a lot, but I'm gonna move a little bit over here.
Well,
And now I'm done.
Okay. So now it is the green angel's turn. Let's call it that. And it will use its bonus action to solar step once again. This time to the balcony that's overlooking this terrace. Yane, you are within range of its effect, so why don't you make a Constitution saving throw? You succeed, so you only take 7 points of thunder damage, and you are not pushed away from it. It is going to take 2 shots at Mr.
I didn't have to make a
Steelwhisper.
con save for that when I stepped into it. It's
No, because
it's a product of the teleport.
yeah, it's a
its
product of the
presence.
teleport.
Okay.
Exactly right.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
So that action,
Just making
it
sure.
appearing and reappearing, or it disappearing and reappearing into a location, is what is causing that effect. But it is taking its shot against you, and it's taking 2 shots against you, rather. And so it is it's a 24 to hit, and then it's a natural 20.
Wait, who is doing it?
Oh boy,
It's the green creature right
person.
here, yeah. So
Uncrit that.
are you,
No.
you negating that?
uncrit it.
I am negating that.
Oof, thank goodness you
He was
did.
gonna
Okay.
die, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you take 2d6 you take 13 points of piercing damage as a radiant arrow pierces into your skin. You also take 9 points of radiant damage. That's from the initial first arrow. The second arrow hits you and deals 14 points of piercing damage and not 9. 5 points of radiant damage as you are struck by 2 of these bolts. And the second one, I would like you to make an additional Constitution saving throw.
Mr. Yane?
Okay, I didn't know if that was
No, that's not Yane.
No,
That's
okay,
Hammond.
good. I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
this whole time it's been at you. I thought maybe we're confused.
Yeah.
I gotcha. I am.
The initial teleportation affected Yane, but the shots were
God,
directed
you
at you.
scared me.
Sure, sure. So you need me to make
Yeah.
2 saves?
No, just one save.
Okay, sure. I was confused. I was like half paying attention because I was like, oh, I thought they were all at Yane.
And I also
natural
need to
20.
make- yeah. So you succeed at holding your ground. So that second arrow, as it flies into your flesh and it starts to pierce you and push you, you kind of like dig in your heels and you hold your ground as that second arrow hits you.
How much should I take from that one?
You have taken in total 13 points of piercing, and then 14 points of piercing, and then you took 10 points of radiant over the entire.
That's a big swing.
It's a big
What?
swing
Oh my
as he launches those 2 arrows at you.
years, man. All right, I'm at really low life then.
13 plus 14 is 27 plus 10 is
Yeah, it's
37. So you have 10 hit points left.
That's correct.
Okay, that is the end of its turn, and it becomes your turn.
Would have marked that earlier, but my game session crashed and I had to reopen it. Okay, well, first things first, I'm gonna second wind
Certainly.
for a 17, a juicy 17.
That's a pretty big one, yeah.
Let's see. I really don't like that bitch. I'm gonna go up there and try to attack her.
Yeah, so you run with your light steps and you run straight at them. Okay.
Yep. And then I'm gonna give her the old swing.
The whole swing.
I hope that's a 21. Or is he downstairs and that's not actually as close?
No, they're above. They're up above. Okay. Yes, Yane
I thought
is
he got
not.
slammed into the wall.
I'm on
and shit.
the bottom floor.
He did. He is on the bottom floor, so that first swing does not
13.
connect. Yeah.
Yikers.
You dive into it, but he
25.
ducks away. The 25 does connect, however.
Still gonna do a distracting strike.
Okay.
After 14 points of piercing damage for an additional 2.
Ouch.
16 in total. Next
Okay.
attack, not by me, has advantage.
Sure.
And
You have your bonus action, which you actually no, you don't. You used your
Yeah.
use your second one. Okay.
Does his sneak attack count, even though his
I don't
flank doesn't?
think that if there's
No.
no one near him,
No,
flank him,
I
that
wouldn't say
work.
so. Yeah, I wouldn't say that. It's not currently engaged with any other creatures in any sense of the word.
I guess I probably was earlier, but I forgot to do it. I need to be more attentive to that. But I'm going to action surge and just go try to swing this bitch into the ground.
Okay, yeah.
28 to hit.
28 hits, yeah.
That's a 10.
Yep.
And I guess I'll just do I'll do a menacing attack. Makes a wisdom, DC 15 wisdom save. Or frightened of me till my next turn.
It succeeds. He's not frightened of
So
you.
it just takes the extra damn then.
Sure.
So it's a total of additional 16 there, and then I'll swing one more time. 23 to hit.
23 hits.
Cool. An additional 12.
Oh yeah. What am I rolling for? Okay. Okay. All right. Oof. It is looking
That is
in
my
a
turn.
very bad situation. That ends your turn. Yane, it's your turn. You
Okay.
are currently knocked up against a wall. You are Spider. Ghetto dropped me. He's no longer in existence.
Again, didn't that happen last session too?
Yeah, dude. Spiders
What the
like to
hell?
ghetto drop. They like to ghetto drop.
Jeez, man.
Right in
In
front of
any
you.
case, yeah.
Okay.
For whatever
So-
reason.
What I want to do is I want to charge at the purple guy, and I want to try
Okay.
to shove him into the fire, at least as close
Sure.
to the fire as possible.
Yeah. Okay, so you're kind of like running
Yeah.
across and then running into it, which you
Right.
absolutely can do with your movement.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to shove it into the flames and
Right.
chains. What is its how does it defend against this attack?
It's like a grapple, like a strength check thing.
It just says.
Oh, never mind. You have an ability for that.
Yeah.
+5 the attack's damage roll.
Right.
If you choose to make a melee attack or push the target up to 10 feet away from you, if you choose to shove and you succeed. So shove action and you're attempting to shove it. To shove it.
To shove.
Certainly. I know how that works. Obviously, I'm a very professional DM. I know how shoving works. I think you make a contested strength check or a contested athletics check. And if you are higher than he is, you succeed at pushing them.
Okay.
And so it makes a just barely does it withstand your attack with you
Very cool,
your shove, and it manages to succeed. So you just kind of like charge at it, bearing your two-handed mace crossways and like trying to shove and push it, and it just barely brings its weapon up in time, and its heels drag into the dirt, and you push it a few inches, but no more.
No, okay. All right. Then I'm going to attack it
Sure.
And then it'll be +3 for rage, so 19.
Okay. 19 to hit, and 19 definitely
19
succeeds.
damage,
Oh, 19 damage.
27 to hit, 19 damage.
27 to hit. Okay, 19 damage. Okay, all right. One. Wait, 19 damage. Okay. Okay, perfect. All right.
All right. And I'm going to go ahead and use my no, that's fine. We're good.
I would say that attack is your bonus action.
Yeah,
since
it
you're-
was. Yeah, that's what
Yeah. The charger feat is kind of worded weirdly.
Right.
So I will say
Action
that
to dash.
yeah. you moved,
Yeah.
used your attack action, quote unquote,
Right. Is the dash, and then the bonus
to
is
dash,
the
and then your
follow-up.
bonus action was the follow-up attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You do have extra movement if you want to move to a different location. If
No,
you
I'm going to
want.
stay right in front of him.
Okay. Sure. All right. All right. So let's see. It is Purple's turn, which is the one that's right next to you.
Mhm.
First thing it's going to do is zap directly behind you. So you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you fail the Constitution saving throw. You take 10 points of Constitution damage, or excuse me, of thunder damage,
Mm-hmm.
and you move
Jesus Christ.
10 feet to here.
Okay,
As you're thrown backwards, you keep your footing, but it advances on you, lightning quick, and moves to make 2 attacks against you.
I'm also
11.
going to use my blade cloak as he's attacking me too.
Oh yeah, sure. 7 points of damage. So obviously the first attack does not hit. 19 to hit. Second one.
Yeah, 19 hits.
Okay, and you need to make another Constitution saving throw.
Fucking finally.
But you definitely succeed that one. How close? How close are you to Kirill? You are not within. You're not within 10 feet. So
No.
you take 15 points of bludgeoning damage, reduced by half because you're raging, and you withstand the blow as it's meant to knock you back into the fires
Right.
and the chains. And then you also take 6 points of radiant damage, which is obviously not reduced. And it needs to roll one more thing. Okay, that's fine. Sorry to use this bonus action. Okay, that ends its turn. Haldir, you are currently invisible.
Yep.
Tammin, not looking in a great way.
I'm gonna
Kirill, again,
scorching.
getting pushed back.
I'm gonna scorching ray the one that Tammin's next to.
Okay. So you're shooting at the archer that's on the balcony that connects the 13 or the 17 rather.
Okay.
13 points of fire damage. Sure. You do sense as you make impact that this the fiery effects of your spell are reduced.
I have elemental adept.
So you ignore resistances.
Yeah, if it would deal half damage, it does full damage.
Okay, perfect. So you break past that initial barrier, and there's like this brief second as this shield kind of pops up between you and your target, but your piercing effects and magic just blow straight through it. That's your first scorching ray.
I'll do another one. 13
does
hit.
not hit. Strikes just above its head as it ducks.
And one more, I suppose. I think that one's probably going to hit.
Yeah.
Critical. Just kidding.
For 10 damage. Because it says 9, but also because of the elemental adept, the 1 damage rolls are treated as 2.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. So you deal 10 points of damage to it, and it crumples over, appearing to be dead in its tracks. As it does so, Tammin, I'd like you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Ooh, an 8.
Okay, so you take 30 points of fire damage, and
I am unconscious.
you are flown away from the creature as it crumples, and you fly, let's see, 30 feet in this direction. You thump into the ground, taking 9 points of bludgeoning damage. So I'd say you lose 1 death saving throw
Sure.
in that movement.
Fail.
As the creature falls over, and then Tammin, you're like, oh yes, 1 creature down, and you notice
Boom.
its skin starts to ripple and shred, and you see beams of light coming out of it, and it just explodes in a radiant light, and you're tossed across the room, and you do fall unconscious. Nisha, you see Tammin's lifeless body flop onto the ground in front of you, landing.
Becoming a ever more regular sight.
Yeah. It's not surprising to you at this point, yeah. But that creature does fall to the ground. I'll do.
And then I'm just moving down here, since
Okay.
I assume,
Sure.
I don't know, they probably could figure out where I am now. Since
Oh,
I-
you're right. Yeah, because it saw where the scorching rays come from. Yeah, sure.
Feeding someone a potion is an action, correct?
It is an action. That's correct. But it is your turn, Misha. What do you do?
I am going to sneaky go up to Tammin's corpse, touch him with my bonus action, and cast not gentle repose, spare the dying, so he's stable.
Okay.
And
but he remains at 0. Is that correct?
Yes, he's just stabilized. He's just not making death saves anymore.
Okay.
I'm going to curse the standing one with my thingy, which is not Path to the Grave. It's the thing where he gets vulnerability to all of the damage that happens on the next attack. Until the end of their next turn, the next time an ally of yours hits the cursed creature with an attack, the creature has vulnerability to all of that attack's damage, and then the curse ends.
Is this
As
like
a
the
side
Stowe
note,
curse? Yeah.
It is Path to the Grave.
Okay.
It's one of my channel divinities for being a grave
Sure.
cleric. As a side note, it says vulnerability, so I'm not sure how you're treating that, if they have a resistance or not. Is it going straight to vulnerability then? It doesn't say that it tiers or anything. It just says that they
Right.
have vulnerability.
It depends on the source of damage, I would suppose. But I would suppose that if something is DR damage resistant, and then you make it non-damage resistant, it rolls as, or you make it damage vulnerable, it rolls as regular damage. In any case, it needs to make a save against the effect. If I'm
no,
not
it
mistaken,
doesn't. It just happens.
it just happens. Okay,
It just
cool.
happens.
Very cool. Okay, all right. So
Did you heal me
you
for it?
let's try that curse.
I couldn't.
You
Didn't get healed. You're
did
just
not heal
stable.
you.
Stabilized, right?
Yeah, you're not rolling death saves.
Kirill,
Dope.
it's your turn. You've restored your vitality. You've seen an explosion. Tammin dead on the ground. Misha
Gone.
Ran
stabilizes the
away.
wounds. Yeah, well,
Invisible.
Misha is invisible. That's right. Yeah, but
You
you see
probably can tell that I'm
Tammin's wounds cover magically, so it's very possible that she's close by.
All right, I'm going to move up in here, and I'm going to pound Professor Plum over here.
Professor
Ooh, with a
Plum,
flank? With
and you are flanking them. Yes.
So, where is my... Oh, I'm going to cast Storm Sister's Blessing because I can.
Bonus
And,
action, Storm Sister's Blessing, sure.
Magic Lance.
Lance. Hits.
Whoops, there was a double click, but I'm also going to level 2 Smite.
Okay. 12 plus 20. and you made it vulnerable to the next attack. Is that
So,
correct, Misha?
Yes, but that also includes with his smite, so the piercing would be doubled.
The piercing would be doubled to 24. The radiant would be doubled to 40. It's resistant to radiant damage, but you notice, Kirill, as you dive in with this heroic strike against it, there's this brief moment where this like shell of energy that coats this creature kind of like resists the radiant energy. But then your smite and your magical effect of even the lightning coming from your Storm Sister's Blessing, it just pierces through this creature's protection. And so you deal 24 plus 20 plus 20,
12.
so 40. So 64 plus 6.
And the 6 would also be doubled.
And the 6 is doubled, so 12. So 76?
76.
Yeah.
Damn.
76 points of damage as you strike into it once. That's your first strike. You take a second one. The second one, 23, does hit.
And we're gonna smite it again because why not?
Sure.
As far as how I've read
Smite,
my
bitch. Keep
curse,
smiting.
it says the next time you or an ally of yours hits the cursed creature with an attack, the creature takes vulnerability to all of that attack's damage. I'm pretty sure that ends after the first one.
The first swing. So 6 plus 18 is 24, plus 2 is 26. Okay.
And that would end my turn.
And that would end your turn. So you stab into it, and you kind of like your lance pierces through its chest, and you could see this, Misha, as you're watching this happen. There's just an explosion of viscera, of this black blood, and probably organs or insides
like
that just
flat.
fall out,
She's
but just
probably interested by
blast
that.
onto Yane.
Yeah,
And he's
so excited.
he's coated.
Misha
Yane just
was
got
the
blasted.
She couldn't help it, only because literally she's the one who's died under bugs I don't know how many times already. And that has been her experience every
Fucking
single
bugs.
time.
Reminds me of Men in Black, where they blow
Exactly.
up the
Yeah.
roach guy, and they're just like spitting out
Yeah.
gut. That's what I'll be doing.
It just barely survives this onslaught of attacks, and persists. Okay. So with that in mind, it passes to the green's turn. Is currently, quote unquote, dead.
Let's keep it, quote unquote.
Rolling a death save?
It
No.
recovers, stepping back to its feet with renewed vigor.
that
And
wish.
with that renewed vigor, it moves, or it reestablishes its bladed effects. And excuse me, actually, no, it's not the bladed one. It is the holy fire one, and it is going to place it directly on top of its ally, who's surrounded by 2 enemies. So Kirill and Yane, you guys both need to make dexterity saving throws.
It's a council fight.
No.
Well, Yane gets plus 2 on his.
Sure he does. Okay, so and you guys are within proximity of each other to the point of 10 feet. Yes, you are. So both Yane and Kirill, you guys take 10 points of fire damage, but the radiant
10? That's what I heard.
10 points of fire damage. The radiant aspect of the spell does not affect either of you. And Kirill, Yane rather, you take half the 10, so you only take 5.
Okay.
And then Kirill, you take the 10 minus the 3 for your shield. As this new round of basically a pillar of flame erupts around this creature, and this creature will then take an additional shot against Yane, attempting to shove Yane into the barbed area. 19 to hit.
Yep.
Make a con save.
Yep.
You succeed. You take 10 points of piercing damage, reduced to 5, as it makes that one shot. All right. That ends its turn. Tammin, you're currently dead, but
Yep,
not really.
I am stabilized, but unconscious.
You're stabilized. So I will say, for the purposes of this, you can still roll a d20. You won't receive fails, but if you roll a natural 20, you will come to consciousness with 1 hit point. Okay, you're fine.
+4. Just kidding.
Yeah. Okay,
I'll sit
Yane,
this one
your
out,
turn.
boys.
Okay, so I'm still inside the circle, obviously. Or did I
Yes,
get
you
pushed out?
are. You are still inside the circle, so you take
5? Wasn't it 10 points that he took earlier?
You took 10 points earlier, but this time you take 22 points of fire damage as it rolled 6s and 5s. And you are burning up.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna go fucking. I'm gonna reckless attack, and then I'm also going to Great Weapon Master. Oh. So it's -5.
-5 is 18. 18 hits.
So 24.
Okay, so it is extremely, extremely dead. So you need to make a dexterity saving throw, and so does Kirill.
Oh, my favorite. We both get. I get +3. He gets +2.
Okay.
So he get what?
I
What?
get
What's he get?
+2. Kirill gets +3.
Yes.
So
Okay. So Kirill,
15, 16.
you save.
No.
Yane, you do not. So you take
I'm dead.
31 points of fire damage, and you are thrown 20 feet.
I'm dead.
Okay. So you're tossed close to the tree, and you are X'd out. And then Kirill, you succeeded the save, so you take 15 points of fire damage, reduced by 3 to 12. And you withstand your ground.
I don't think that's a good thing, though.
As the creature dies, quote unquote, dies. And that ends ends your turn, Yane. Okay. It needs to make a roll. The creature that is currently enveloped in the holy fire does not come back to consciousness and remains on the ground, smoldering. Bits of its body blasted off. Not that much of you can see it, or many of you can see it, as it is enveloped in a flame strike. Kirill, sorry. Haldir, what do you do?
Okay, so this guy, I know he stood back up. Yeah, but does he look totally fine, or does it look like
he appears to be functioning at a decent quality? I mean, he's not on death's door rather. Excuse me. But he is not at full life by any capacity. I mean, you can still see the scars from the wounds that have been inflicted on him already, the scorch marks, all that sort of thing.
Okay. I'm gonna cast a level 3 scorching ray at him.
Okay. You need to make a wisdom saving throw.
21.
So you feel the ring call to you as you focus yourself into the spell. As you pump your life force into the spell and your energy into the spell, it asks more. What do you say? You accept its blessing? Or do you decline?
Do I have to
Lord.
accept it?
You do not have to accept it. You can say no.
No.
So go ahead and roll your attack rolls.
15,
15 does not hit. 20
20,
hits.
12 damage.
Sure.
Roll the 1 there. 23, that's a hit.
Hits. Yep.
9 damage.
Damage. Okay. Sure. Yeah, you slam into it, and it's disrupting its ability to focus.
24 hits, right?
Oh,
3,
so there's another ray.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that hits as well.
9 more.
Okay. Yeah, you blast away at its life force. It's still standing. It's struggling to, but it is still there.
Okay. Well, let's quicken spell and run it again.
Okay. Another rank 3.
Woo, we'll run it back.
I'm thinking. Yeah, because if I do all this and he doesn't die, then what's the point, right? So I guess I'll do another 3rd level. Do I need to make another save?
Yes, you do. Another wisdom save. Okay, so the ring is gripping at you once more, and it's tugging at your heart. I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
What the?
Okay, so it wills a portion of your soul into the spell. It is
Perfect.
a perfect spell. It is expertly cast. You can see the weave aligning as you blast into it. Go ahead and make your attack rolls.
Okay.
The first one connects and it deals 100% damage. Which is how much?
12 plus 5, so 17.
17 points of damage. It dies. A very Inferno-esque death. You completely extinguish its corpse of all life, so far as you can tell.
Well, we got 3 more, so we'll shoot him at his body laying on the ground or whatever.
Sure. 14 doesn't hit, 17 does.
And then, whatever,
You have one more.
17, and then, yeah.
30. Yeah.
Oh.
So you pump these bolts of blue flame into its body, and you're just like searing off the flesh. You blast off one of its arms. You blast off one of its legs. This thing is fucked up.
Me too. Perfect.
Yeah. Misha, it's your turn. Kirill.
I'm going back over here.
Sure. Movement. Yeah. So Yane, dead. Tammin, just barely on death's door. What do you do? You're still invisible.
Yeah, I'm gonna move a little bit. I'm gonna do a bonus action, 30-foot stabilize on Yane. Gonna cast an aura of vitality and give 12 hit points to Tammin. Would be next in the turn order. Well, either way,
Yes,
he was dead
ma'am.
first, so I mean, sure, yeah, Tammin first.
Aura of vitality.
Who's dead first?
Yeah.
Max
Is this
rolling
like
on
a
Healing aura that centered on me as bonus. Oh wait, is it at? Oh wait, that one's a bonus action too. Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Until the aura moves to the center, you can use a bonus action to cause a creature in your aura, including you, to regenerate 2d6 hit points. So I couldn't stabilize Yane.
You could only
So
get
what would
me
you
or
like to
him.
do?
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to ignore Yane for a second. I'm gonna Aura of Vitality
cool.
and drop
You
12
saved my life
healing
already.
points on. Damn
We
it.
already knew it.
I'm
The
getting
backstory-
there.
the
I'm
backstory
getting there.
foretold it.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
no. And checking range.
I mean, Yane
Back
is still
to about
technically
here.
a bit of a stranger.
No, not really. Well, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
if you
like
feel that way, if
definitely
you feel
is.
that way, yeah.
I mean, I did reach into his
outside.
throat already, but we're getting there. Like one person at a time.
I'm not saying
One
it should
person
go
at a
any
time.
one way or the other. I'm just saying.
Okay, so you bring some life to Tammin.
Yes.
Okay,
I've also been inside Yane's throat.
Yes, you
Wonderful.
have.
Misha, that's the end of your turn. Kirill, you're currently inside a fiery torrent. I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Wait, I thought the thing casting the spell is dead.
Oh,
That's
you are
true.
correct.
It is.
You are absolutely correct. That other creature died. You're right. Okay.
Make the
All right,
wish.
I'm gonna beat the crap out of Professor Plum's corpse and cut his head off.
Professor Plum.
Sure. 18 hits. 11 points of piercing damage. You stab into its skull, separating its head from its torso as you rip across and skid your magic lance across the ground as you give a deep dive and cut, clearly just absolutely destroying this corpse.
Fantastic.
For your first attack, what do you do with your second?
You know what? Why not? 16.
It's on the ground. It's with advantage. It's automatic criticals really. What do you do? What are you doing with this second strike? Are you just like trying to just explode it, or what are you doing?
I'm just gonna separate its legs from his body.
Sure. So you slash across it, and it, man, this thing's really dead.
Okay, just making
Remind
sure.
me of Carol's
I got up
paladin.
before, and then
Yeah.
I'm gonna move over to my buddy
Mutilating
Yane.
corpses of the dead, no problem.
Hey man,
I'm gonna move over to Yane. Okay.
I remember trying to cut that dragon's head off for proof.
Sure. Okay. So you move over to Yane, and that's the end of your turn. Bonus action or anything?
Can I'd like to make an insight check against this thing and these angels.
This thing and these angels.
Oh,
Okay.
these statues like
Okay.
surrounding them.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to run to the restroom, but go ahead and make your roll.
So you're wishing for Jonathan to come back, right?
I'm wishing to purify the dragon.
That was my other thought, but I guess that makes sense. Still don't trust the dragon. What about auto crits?
If something's dead on the floor, then
Yeah.
or on the floor or prone, or like in making death saves.
Correct.
You're back. I'm gonna get some more.
All
of
right.
this.
Whoa. No, don't leave. Not allowed. All right.
Oh, that was
Kirill.
so aggressive.
Yeah.
I'm sure
All
he
right.
left.
So no, he didn't. He's here.
I'm here.
So you, what are you trying to understand? What are you trying to gain insight into?
I want insight into the relationship between these, death metal album like Dark Angel figures and the Pearl.
What
I mean, I'm
fuck?
guessing
How
they're
would you
guardians,
intuit
but
that?
I don't know. Just kind of like you were drawing on my
Sure. Yeah.
my Dwarven King knowledge.
Your
don't
intuition,
have.
perhaps in general. So you take a moment to kind of survey the situation, to look at what's happening around you. You see the two now very dismembered corpses of these demonic, almost angels. And you don't notice any direct relation to the orb that is currently still in the statue's hand and these two creatures. There's no like relation of magic that's like shifting between the two. There's no like aura or anything like that, so far as you can tell.
Malkavian should have given me a better briefing.
Perhaps he should have. That ends your turn, and it passes to.
Incredible.
I was trying to do a Scottish accent. I might have fucked it up.
Yeah, your characters had many accents.
That's definitely not a D. There we go. Oh, okay. So the creature at the balcony that has been dismembered, its corpse reforms once more after being blasted apart by the beams of blue light, of blue flame, and immediately it recenters a font of flame, and this time it places it where Kirill is standing, and it includes includes the corpse of your old pal,
The non-stranger Yane.
non-stranger Yane. Let me just make sure that this is the correct side. I accidentally deleted the old one. It needs to be a little bit bigger, but that's fine. Okay. So it is going to include the two of you, and it should be close enough. Needs to be a little bit taller. Yoink. Sets it like that. So, Kirill, you need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yep.
You take 8 points of fire damage, reduced to 5, as the holy fire envelops you, but the protection that Mercadian has given you defends and wards off the radiant aspect of it. Yane, you're not so lucky. You take 8 points of fire damage, and you take a death saving throw.
Okay.
Well, you lose death saving throw. You don't have to roll one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That passes. Well, no. That's one of its actions. The other action it's going to take is it's going to take a shot. Can't see anybody else, so it's going to take the shot at Taman. As you have come to consciousness and it can recognize and surveys the scene. A 19 to hit.
Just at my AC, so I take the dam.
Okay, so you take 14 points of piercing damage and
Unconscious, boys.
6 points of radiant damage, so you're unconscious. Your body flies 10 feet. And it
Perfect. That's what I wanted.
bumps you a little bit farther. That passes its turn. Tammin, it is your turn. You need to make a death save. But it doesn't really matter one way or another whether you succeed or not because you have plenty. Yane, you also need to make a death save.
Okay.
Sorry, I was typing something. I am 1 death save.
Well, no. You need to roll a death save. Yane, you take a second fail.
I take 1 death.
And you take 1 fail. Okay.
Fuck.
The other creature's turn. It remains disembodied on the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Truthfully. Haldir, it is your turn. You've seen Yane consumed in fire. Same thing with Kirill. You saw Tammin get blasted away as he barely stood up to take another to rejoin combat. He just gets blasted away by the creature that you had just personally taken down. What do you do? Are you there?
Me?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. I was saying I was thinking.
Sure.
So the thing's in this guy's hand, yeah?
Sure is.
Okay. I'm gonna walk over here and see if I can grab it.
Yeah, you yoink it from his hand easily enough. No strength check required as you place your hand onto this large, dark tinted, almost shifting pearl. You grasp it and you pull it from its position. It's now in your hand. What do you do?
Well, do I feel like? Do I feel the power of it or anything like that? You know, like, because obviously I know what this is supposed to do, but like,
Right.
is that present in anything way other than like me just knowing about it? Like, do I feel like it's asking me of something of me, or I don't know.
You don't feel connected to it in any way, shape, or form, but you're not you're not sure if that's what's required of you. You just grabbed a stone. That's all as most you can feel. That's your movement and your free action.
What's that dwarf's name?
The dwarf's name, the king dwarf, is Dolometh.
Oh, Dolometh. Yeah.
Kirill currently looks like
him.
Dolometh. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna attempt to make a wish.
Okay.
However that may look.
So it would be an action because you're casting a spell. Yeah, he grabbed it.
Sweet.
So what are you wishing?
Well, this should be.
Yeah, they should let that take a second if you need to. It's got a massive implication.
I wish that the real Dolometh was alive in here.
Wow.
Okay, so you take a moment to focus in on the pearl, and you will into it. You wish that the real Dolometh was alive in here. And your will kind of surges into the pearl for a second, and you can feel it shudder. And there's almost like a visible shimmer to the pearl for a brief moment. And then there's almost this like reddish tint that crosses over the top of it. And nothing happens.
Perfect.
That's your action to do that.
Wait a minute.
Okay. And you can make, as a bonus action, you can make a intelligence saving throw. Or not intelligence saving, just an intelligence check. Okay. So as you're kind of like holding the orb and you like wish that into existence, and you recognize the denial of the artifact that's in your hands, you recognize that realistically, as per the wish spell, that should have worked. This item that's in your hands is not the real pearl. It's a figment of the reality of what it should be. And so it doesn't have all the capabilities of what the real pearl is. It can't take that wish. There's a very specific thing or a few specific things that it can do. But that ends your turn. Misha. Haldir has the pearl in his hands. You see him close his eyes and focus in on the orb, but nothing happens.
No, she doesn't. I'm
There-
invisible.
Oh, Well, you see the pearl
Floating in the
disappear.
middle of
Yeah.
the air.
Well, it disappears
I
once
know,
he
it
takes it into his
disappears.
hands.
Oh, I
Yeah.
guess
Yeah.
it's true. Anything you're
Yeah.
carrying is also made invisible with that spell, huh?
Didn't get a chance to look it up, but
Purple corpse still dismembered.
I'm confident
The
that I'm
orange
correct.
one still over here. Yane's body currently enveloped in flame. You can see his hand just kind of like flopped out on the ground as it's trying to crawl away from it. And Kirill is also presumably enveloped in flame. And Tammin currently dead to your right. What do you do?
Bro, I'm not dead yet.
I'm
I've been known
going
to come
to.
back from worse.
Yeah. No, we got plans.
But I am
Just
dead.
making
though.
sure I got a healing potion, which I should. Yes, I do. So first, I'm going to put bonus action cast 12 healing onto Yane.
12 healing. You're utilizing like the beacon thing.
No, it's my natural. He's down, so I fully heal.
Right. Well, how are
mean-
you healing him?
You mean healing word, right?
No, I'm using an aura of vitality. So
The
bonus
aura of
action,
vitality that does full. Okay.
it will do full because of my
Because he's down.
great player.
Aura of
And-
Vitality
well-
makes all rolls and roll max roll for healing, right?
Anyways.
Mm.
No, you're thinking of
That's
Beacon of
different.
Hope. Beacon of
Oh,
Hope will
you're
make
right,
some
you're right.
natural healing. This
So
is
how
my
much- how
natural
much-
awesomeness.
How much does Yane heal?
He heals for 12.
Okay.
My
And
naturally epic
because
epicness.
yes, I can't cast a bonus action spell as an action, I assume, correct?
Correct.
Okay, because I was trying to look that up, and yeah. Okay, so I can't healing word you, Tammin, but I can drop, since I have an action, my potion down your throat. So,
Jesus.
what is that?
Please open it.
What is that? 2D?
Smashes the vial in your mouth.
Yeah.
Just reopen the throat
you heal,
again.
but then immediately take piercing damage.
This might happen.
Yikes.
God damn it, where is healing potion? What's its healing word?
Depends
Sorry,
on what
I'm trying
type
to
of
find
healing potion it is.
I only have, I think, a basic one. I don't think I have.
2d4 plus 4.
Okay. Yeah, it just says healing potion. Okay. Wait a minute. I have something listed as revitalizing ?
Revitalizing potion. So that's probably the potion that you got from that sand elf-ish character that was outside. Is that the one that you're referring to?
Probably. On my
Possibly.
character sheet, I wrote it as, like revitalizing, and then I put a question mark after it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
I don't think that's a healing potion.
Yeah, that's one that removes status effects.
Damn it. All right, I'll have to
Weird
fill
stuff.
that in. All right, yeah, so then 2d4 plus 4.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. Wait a minute. Actually, wait a minute. What is my Grave Cleric? Is it all healing, including potion?
I'm not
knows
sure.
my
That's your
spells.
job to know.
I know, but I've never looked up freaking potions in regards to this.
I would imagine that it is just spell effects.
That's what I thought,
Yeah.
but I'm going to make sure before I... When you would normally roll one or more dice to restore hit points. Oh, with a spell.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, with
fine.
a spell.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is. Damn it! It was
sure.
so close. All right.
2d4 plus 4.
The words, though.
Yeah, but it was like when you have to roll dice, and I was like, nah. Okay, we'll see. It's almost
So
as
you
much.
restore 8 hit points
To Tammin.
to Tammin.
Finally.
Well,
okay.
hopefully
Yeah.
one of you survive.
So that's your bonus action, your action, and then
I'm going to I'd moved a little bit to come to Tammin. I'm going to move a little bit away from Tammin. No offense. He can't see me.
That's fine. I'm too wary to know what you're doing.
Just want to make sure I'm not within 10 feet of anybody. I'm going to hide up in the tree a little.
okay, yeah, you kind of tuck yourself away within
Yeah.
the roots.
Yeah.
All right. Sure. Kirill, it is your turn. You I want to say you once again start your turn inside of that, but did you move last time?
Well, I moved over to Yane's body, but
And then and then Yane started his turn there, got burnt up.
yes.
So you take 13 points of fire damage, reduced to 3, or
All right,
reduced by 3, so 10 points of fire damage.
All right, I'm gonna cast Cure level 1 Cure Wounds on Yane to make him not be dead.
Oh, he's
He
already not.
He's already not
already
dead.
is not dead. He has 12 hit points.
Might appreciate it anyways, especially if he takes 13 points of fire damage. Starting off.
In that case, I'm going to.
You currently can't see anything outside of the ring of fire that you're currently in.
Okay, so I can see these statues, and I kind of infer that.
Yeah. You see Yane on the ground. He's probably still dead. And then you see the glimpse of a couple of statues. The outline of a couple of statues.
I'm gonna go into where I think that pearl is.
Okay. You
I'm
step
gonna
out.
put my hand in the pearl, and I'm going to wish for the purification of Solanor the dragon.
Okay. So you reach out to grasp where the pearl is. But as you kind of like step through the statues, and you see the main figure among these this monument, you see that the pearl's gone before you even get the opportunity to wish. The pearl has disappeared.
I'm gonna put my hand on where it was.
Okay. It doesn't touch anything. It seems to have been moved.
Think about it.
I think it was touching our invisible party member.
Could be.
You should
So I
have
just
flailed
kinda-
around a little bit.
So I just kind of shout, put the pearl into my hand. Your king commands it.
Your king demands it.
All that he's into the role.
Am I allowed to do that? I don't.
Use your
Make
reaction.
make a dexterity saving throw.
Me or him?
Him.
Okay, thank God.
I'll say
Cyril's
you
next to him,
can.
so he's
You can
advantage.
put it into his hand. Yeah.
Just kidding.
Okay, I will do so.
You drop it into his hand.
Does it immediately appear?
Yeah, it immediately appears.
And I wish for the purification of Solanor the dragon.
Purification of Sorendor. Okay.
Sorendor.
So you wish into it that Sorendor is cleansed of his affliction. And as you do so, this intense magic pours over you, and then the orb, this pearl, flashes red. Wrong. It doesn't do anything. You feel like it didn't work for whatever reason.
Well, I'm going to
The obvious reason.
Cry.
I'm going to move it. Well, now that I'm here, I'm gonna move a little. I'm gonna move around this fire, and I'm just gonna move back here.
Okay, so you moved to there. You probably can move then to. If you're not passing back through the fire, you can move to right here, and then you do have an extra 10 feet of movement, so you can move there. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. That ends your turn. Kirill's turn, and then it passes to Orange's turn. It can't see anybody except him. So it's gonna take its shot.
Roll a save.
20 to hit.
20 to hit hits.
13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Hold up. Does this even work? Nope. Alright, well, I go down. Parry doesn't work on ranged attacks.
Doesn't work on range
Don't make
attack, sure.
no Jedi parry
That would be
attacks
fucking
here.
cool, though.
I know.
Okay. So it then moves after it takes its
So I
shot and
died
then
3
knocks you out.
times.
Yeah. It then moves, and your body is also knocked 10 feet back.
Perfect.
It then moves to its comrade, sets its hand on it, and pumps healing into it for a unknown amount, and it recovers consciousness.
Isn't he in pieces? Like
He
no head.
is in pieces, and so as he sets his hands to
He's got
it,
no head.
as he sets his hand to it, its body reforms rapidly. But it does not. It does not actually form into a perfect figure on its during this turn, during this action. But that ends its turn after it takes that shot and then casts that spell. And then it goes to Tammin. You're currently
boy.
unconscious. You have to roll your save. You succeed. Yane, you have 12 hit points.
Yeah.
You're currently in the flame strike.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
and
Yeah.
even
Let
if
me
I
just lay down.
conservatively estimate it, you're not within the 10 feet of Kirill. So you take both the 46 from the fire damage and the 46 from the radiant damage. And so you take 13 total points of damage.
Of course I do.
Your roll is an 8 and a 5. There's a lot of 1s and 2s in there, but it
Doesn't matter. I'm down again.
You're still down.
Can at the start of a turn, I guess raging
So, okay,
would be able to
here's
happen.
Did that, since I got healed, did it wipe my failures?
It did.
Okay,
Yes.
so now I'm back into it. Okay.
Yes, but
All right.
you. So start of your turn, you go unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
That's the end of your turn.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you can make a death save on your turn. I
You want
mean,
me to?
you went unconscious, so yeah, go ahead and make a death save. You succeed. All right, Haldir, it is your turn. You deposited the stone into Kirill's hand. He attempted a wish just like you had, and it rang red. What do you do now?
Going over here.
Okay,
I'm grabbing that thing.
Steal it out of his hand. Rip it out.
you rip it out of his hand.
I'll allow it.
Give me that
Kirill, you sense an invisible creature trying to pull the orb from your hand. Do you resist?
I allow it.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
Yank.
The omnipotent Kirill.
It's in your hand.
I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, he told us that the thing was that he was supposed to wish for
Summon
Mercadian.
him here. Yes.
That was specifically what the plan
That is
was. That is
obviously
not
the only thing that the
necessarily
Pearl wants
the
us to
only
do.
thing that the Pearl can do.
We just need a infinite wishes to figure out what the other things are. I mean,
Okay.
what the hell?
What do you do?
Whatever. I'm gonna wish Mercadian was here.
Okay. So you focus in on the Pearl, and you wish. What is your wording exactly?
I wish Mercadian was here.
Simple enough. So you wish that Mercadian was here, and materializing in front of you, and very close to you, you see Mercadian extraordinarily badly beaten. He has a number of broken bones. His body is just disheveled in numerous ways. His arm is completely twisted behind his back, and he kind of like comes into existence just barely holding his feet, and he says, "Damn, it took you long enough. What the hell, Dolometh?" And he goes into the throes of a spell, but he doesn't finish it this turn.
Question.
Yes.
If I was to move him, would that cancel his spell? I assume I would know this.
It probably wouldn't, but that would be an action to move another guy.
Yeah, I could move him.
Okay.
But I'm thinking.
I don't have a representative of him, so I will pull him. Pick one, I guess.
So, I mean, I guess I'm assuming that there's a reason he needs to be in this room.
This nice librarian-looking character can be Mercadian. Very.
I'm gonna whisper in this guy's ear.
Okay.
I'm gonna teleport us across the room, so we're not right here.
Sure.
And I'm gonna quicken spell, cast Dimension Door.
Okay.
Taking me and another willing creature.
Yep.
Over here. And I'm still invisible, but he's not. And I'm gonna position myself here so that if this guy shoots at him, it hits me. Alright.
Wow.
And that will be my turn.
Sure. All right. Okay. That ends your turn, Haldir. Misha, it is your turn.
Guys make this really fucking hard.
You don't say anything.
No, trying to like heal up two people. That this is just not.
Hey,
People are just dying left
I did
and
my
right.
job and took hits. That's why you're alive right
you're
now.
You're doing your job great. Appreciate everything you
I
do
say as a
for this
battered
company.
corpse.
Yeah.
I'm speaking to the
I
ghost.
did my job.
He just murmurs like, just like gargling blood.
I guess I can count on Kirill for Yane. Tammany's too far away, so I'll do 12 healing to Tammany. Again, why not? We're on a rotation. It's fine.
Tammany, you're back up, dude.
Rotation,
It's fine.
bro.
I'm gonna do a
stabilized
Toll
or
the Dead. You get 12 points of healing.
Yes, my favorite number of healing apparently.
The max that I can do right now. And then the orange one is more damage than the purple one, so I'll do a Toll the Dead on him.
Okay.
I think it's a wisdom save. It's not gonna pop it. There it goes.
It fails its save, so it takes 12 points of necrotic damage.
Yes, and I just want to make sure that's actually the 2 from the thing plus 5. Okay, yeah, no, that should be right. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. You ring out a Toll the Dead after pumping some healing into Tammin. Do you do anything with your movement?
I am hunkering inside tree roots.
Sure.
Trying
So
to get as
Kirill.
much cover as possible.
Kirill, it is your turn. You witnessed Mercadian popping into existence, bloodied and bruised in front of you. And then you saw a tear in reality appear, and he is then zipped all the way over to here. There is still a pillar of fire in front of you, and Yane is still a crispy grasshopper in there. What do you do?
I'm gonna move right here, and I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on Yane's last known position.
You can see his hand, which is outside the ring of fire.
Oh my
Yeah, I'll do that, and I'm gonna.
Nice.
Can I also like give him a tug and just pull him out of
I was
that?
just wondering, are you going to grab his crispy
Yeah,
little
so
fingers?
if you want to pull him, you absolutely can. You need to make an action to do that, though.
I don't have that.
Well,
I
yeah,
just use cure
yeah.
wounds.
yeah.
He's
Okay,
went from
sure.
medium to medium rare.
All right, and I'm gonna use
The life. Okay.
No,
I'm
you're
gonna
not.
use the rest of my movement to just like him. Be like, hey, what's up,
yeah,
asshole?
move into him. Sure, absolutely.
Just leave.
That ends your turn.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So the creature, the bowman, is drawn by your aggressiveness, and you're moving towards him, and he wants to defend the body of the one that is currently reforming in. So he takes his 2 attacks against you.
Bring it.
26 to hit.
Ouch.
So you take 11 points of piercing damage and no radiant damage as the charms protect you. The second arrow skips wide above you as you duck below it, and that ends its turn. Tammin.
Can I ask? Did you say? Was it explained why he doesn't take the radiant damage, or were we just? I mean, I can assume.
Arcadian charm. He
Yeah.
warded me.
So yeah. And when
Oh,
initially when you guys had come into this place and you guys encountered Netroy, he gave a ward to Kirill. Yeah, and it's 10-yard or 10-foot radius rather. Okay. That was
turn?
just Tammin. Is your turn? You're up. You're currently prone. You're
Yeah, I don't have a
feeling
turn.
a little bit spun around. This wasn't where you initially died.
Yeah, wait, where?
What's really going on here?
I'll stand up, obviously, using half my movement.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Jeez, what do I do really? I don't have any more biggie boy arrows here. I've already used my superior healing potion. I actually need to remove this from my thingy. I will walk behind this tree. I'm fucking scared, bro.
Sure. So you flee for
That's
cover.
the end of my turn. That's it.
Wayne, it is your turn.
Oh
You have
yeah,
6 hit points.
I do.
You are not currently inside the range.
I'm not?
Here. So you take 8 points of fire damage and 8
Okay.
points of radiant damage. You are currently unconscious.
You
I'm,
should have come
I'm
behind the
getting
tree.
a permanent tan.
Go ahead and make.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make that
shot an
save.
arrow before you went and hid behind the tree. You goof.
Bro, I have normal arrows only.
Go ahead and make a death save.
Something
Game.
tells me these things are not
Yeah.
going to be affected by that.
Hey, you succeed.
I guess I should
Hey.
have tried, but you know.
Purple. It reforms in totality and immediately surveys its situation. Kirill is up front in its face, and it needs to deal with the immediate threat. So it is going to take 2 swings against Kirill. First missing and then connecting for 13 points of bludgeoning damage. As it beats once, slamming against your shield, reverses its swing, strikes you clear across the chest. Are you still standing?
Barely.
Damn. Okay. It
You
doesn't.
can take quite a beating after you touch yourself.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yikes.
It doesn't have anything else to do. Haldir, it's your turn.
My turn. Okay.
Yes. Still invisible.
This
You can
guy's
see-
still.
He's still casting a spell. He's still in the somatic components of a spell cast.
Okay, well, I just want to clarify. He started casting the spell on my turn, and it's my turn again.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes. He probably started casting the spell after your turn, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, that would make sense. But anyway. Okay. Well, let's go over here. And I'm thinking.
That's clever. You're trying to like shoot a fireball from some direction, so I think it's coming from one place, and you move back into place.
Well, I have no idea how long this guy's going to be jerking off in the corner for, so
Power
wondering
it up, man.
if I need to tank some damage.
Well, the orange one was looking a little more worse for wear, I assume, since the other guy just reformed. But is that correct?
Yeah, after he's taken, he took some attack from somebody. Your toll. That was the only thing that he's actually been hit by, though.
Since he got back up, but he wasn't looking like 100% when he got back up, was he?
Correct.
All right. How far did I move? I can go a little further. We're shooting from like here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna scorching ray, just the regular one, level 2.
Okay.
I'll shoot the first beam at the orange guy.
Sure. Hits.
14 damage.
Sure.
I still don't like the cut of his jib. 16? Does that hit?
16 does not hit, just barely.
Out of his jib.
All right. We go again.
15
All
does
right.
not hit.
Well, I'm just flailing them rapidly over there in their
Yeah.
direction.
Yeah, you're just trying to draw attention, taunting them. Come here, get me. But they can't see you.
And then I'll return.
Sure thing. Okay. That ends your turn, Misha. What do you do?
I'm going to curse the purple guy and bonus action 12 healing to Yane. This is
Oh,
my
my
life
lord.
now.
Getting a little.
Like,
Just let me
okay,
die.
can I make a suggestion?
Sure. What? Pull him out? 'Cause
So
that's an
maybe
action.
someone should use their action to pull Yane out, and their bonus action then to heal Yane. Otherwise, we're just wasting our bonus action every round because he will die on spawn for the 5th turn in a row.
It's done. It's done.
But,
You received 12 healing, Yane. You're back.
I'm not even gonna put it on my fucking sheet.
Fine. His hand is
Look,
out. I
meanwhile,
have no strength.
He's making
Let's
some
just
like,
try it.
deal with the devil.
No,
every
I
time.
mean, I get it, but like with both of those things standing and Kirill right there, his next turn he'd be the one to do the
Okay.
most damage to the purple guy. But
So if you grab him and then you yank him out, you can move half your move speed with him, which after moving 10 feet is an additional 10 feet total. So you
I
can
want
move
to
10
kind of pull him back this way in case they decide to shoot with a bow, like
Okay.
they've been known to do.
I feel
And
like at
so,
this point-
with that in mind, then you are not casting the curse. to do
No, I'm not casting the curse.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not saying we have to pull him out. I'm just saying like
I
if we're
was
gonna heal him every
I
turn,
was,
we may
I was
as well.
really hoping that Tammin or someone else would have pulled him out.
Yeah, no,
Bro, I'm dying every time I get up.
Yeah, how does that feel?
It happens. It
I
happens.
think
Okay,
even I know
I
how
should
it
have left
feels.
him and dead.
It's okay.
that's the end of your turn.
Yep.
Yane, you're up. Misha, you're.
I don't want to
you're
keep doing that.
And then Kirill, it is your turn.
Starting getting
You are
remorse
in the
and I'm
face
alive.
of this creature. It has struck you with its mace. The other
The
creature
king,
is right
king
behind you. Yeah,
is gonna go down with the fucking fight.
Dolometh is
The king,
taking
holy
on these
moly.
two angelic demons. Let's
He's
call them
accruing
that.
the
This is
character's
epic.
Fucking ego too.
You're
I'm pumping the purple one.
And he misses, swinging wildly
Impressive, King.
with a roar. And he connects with a second.
Professor Plum's getting pumped,
11.
and I'm gonna level 2 smite.
Sure. 15. You smite against it, bleeding the magic of the twins into this creature. And where it temporarily resists effects, it does not fully. In any case, you strike it once. Do you have anything to do with your bonus action?
I would like to, actually, I have a superior healing potion. Wait, how much?
I think his superior is 66 plus 8.
8d4 plus 8?
66.
But we don't have any
Yeah.
8D anything.
Wait, no. 64 plus 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So D6 sounded pretty. Come on.
Yeah, D6.
21 points. Wow, heaven or hell.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. 21 points of damage recovered by that potion. Okay, and that ends your turn?
Yep.
Okay. So as you're quaffing that potion, Haldir, just behind you, a portal rips open into the open air, and you can see Mercadian yell, "Through quickly, through here!" And he himself hops through.
Gonna stop these fuckers. But okay.
Yeah. Orange character goes.
Go, brother.
It takes its 2 shots against the only discernible target. And wow, wildly misses both of them. And ends its turn. Passes to, well, actually, hold on. No, I didn't do anything like that. Okay. Passes its turn. Cameron, it's your turn. You're alive. What do you do?
We're all like, how far is that? I'm going to move
Never.
my max distance and then shoot one of these. This guy with a bow and arrow. Normal arrow.
Which one? The purple or the
Purple boy.
the purple?
Or woman
Okay.
or thing. Don't want to mispronounce it.
Yeah, don't offend. Don't offend.
21 to hit.
21 hits. 21 hits.
That's an 8 normal piercing.
Sure. Connects solidly with its corpse
And I guess
or
I'm,
body, rather.
Doing that again. Failing critically. Jesus.
You
I love
glance
the
your arrow
backwards.
across Kirill's back, dealing no damage to him, but you do connect with his armor.
Let's see. I don't actually think there's anything else that I can do. I don't think the twin bolt thing is... That's close, right? What is that, 10 yards? 10 feet or whatever?
15 feet.
Yeah, that's
15 feet, I think it
close
is.
enough.
All right.
In that case, my
okay.
turn is over.
All right. That passes your turn, and it goes to Yane. Yane, you have come to consciousness. You're no longer in a torrent of fire and holy flame. What do you do?
And then there's the portal that's open.
The portal has ripped open. There's a seam in reality.
Later.
You have
I'm
40
out.
movement speed?
I have 40, and I'm going to use my
have
dash
40.
to get all the way through.
Half of your movement speed to get up.
Uh-huh. So 20.
But then you still can make it, no problem.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Later.
you're at
Goodbye.
Yane running with all of his heart. Get me out of here. He dives into it like the berserker diving into the hole at Helm's Deep. and he's gone. Purple is going to take a swing at. Actually, first he's going to displace and reappear exactly where he is. So he's going to attempt to knock Kirill 10 feet
Gonna
back.
wave bounce him.
Yeah. So you need to make a Constitution saving throw, which you fail. So you take 8 points of thunder damage, and you're knocked back 10 feet.
I don't believe he can be knocked back. Yeah?
Oh yeah, the other
Kirill
armor.
has the earthen armor, so he cannot be forced.
You're correct. You're correct. Oh my gosh. Okay. So it's being frustrated at this turn of events takes a swing at you. 26 to hit with the first swing. You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage, and you're immune to the radiant damage effects. It swings a second time. 24 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
You take 11 points of bludgeoning damage, reduced to 8.
It's a 7.
Uh,
Because again, additional -1
yes.
from
yeah,
the
you're
thing.
Yeah. So 7, yeah. And that ends its turn. Haldir, it's your turn.
Okay.
Gaines disappeared. Mercadian's disappeared. Kirill, Tammin, and Misha are still here.
Oh boy.
You have the pearl in your hand.
Wish these things out of existence.
It works like that.
Me neither, but you could do it. The thing has been programmed by Mercadian.
Could you wish something to pull everybody in?
Which one of these things has been Kirill been hitting?
Purple.
They've both received swings, but Kirill's been hitting the purple one.
Well, the purple one will hit me if I try to run.
Take the disengage action. If you care that bad.
That won't get me the portal.
Correct. But it will get you not attacked.
I'm going to. Oh gosh, I don't know. Should I go through the portal and hope it ends it? Does that mean I fuck them because they're stuck here with these retards? I don't know.
It's all history, right? The memory ends.
ends. Yeah, all history except my hand.
Yeah, but I don't know if it ends when I leave with the pearl or if it ends when we all leave. That's what I mean. I'm gonna cast Mirror Image, which will, I believe. Oh wait, Mirror Image.
I think they're exactly
You're
like
not?
you. And they're not concentration. Mirror Image is not a concentration spell.
Well, hold on then. Maybe I don't want to do that. Are they going to be invisible?
I think they are.
Well then I probably won't do that because then there's no point.
3 illusionary duplicates of yourself, which you're invisible right now, appear in your space. So 3 invisible duplicates of yourself appear. What do you do?
So let me ask you this.
Okay.
I have greater invisibility on. It's a concentration spell. I can end that concentration at any time if I want.
Mm-hmm.
But it's cast on me and Misha.
Yes.
So could I cancel it on just me?
I think that if you cancel the effects of your concentration, it would remove the effects from both. It would not just remove the effects from you.
Okay. Well,
I
then
do whatever you gotta
I'll
do.
just firebolt this fucking purple guy and
Okay.
try and kill him.
Sure.
Hopefully we roll, or not firebolt. Sorry, I meant scorching, but I haven't rolled it anyway, so I don't think. Okay, that's a hit. 12 fire damage.
You kill the purple one.
All right, well this one's going at the fucking orange boy then.
Okay.
Crit
Yes.
for 23.
You kill the
Big.
second one.
Okay.
And they both
Yeah.
collapse on themselves. Blasted.
All right, I throw another one over there because I'm kind of feeling it. And then I say, get through the fucking portal. And I
You
walk
blast
through it.
away the hand of the one that's holding the bow.
And I walk through the portal.
And you walk through the
I
portal.
like it.
Sure. Okay. Misha, it's your turn.
Oh, we're still in combat. Dropping healing on. I guess. How bad are you, Kirill?
9 HP.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'll do 2d6 on Kirill.
Was that within a certain range?
30 yards. Or
30 feet. Sure.
feet,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. You're within range. Okay. So you
Everything's
heal.
always in feet, but we always just say yards.
Yeah, yards is just,
We're
Come on,
the old-
yard-
the old
yards are-
WoW
I'm
boys.
used to saying
yeah.
yards,
That
so-
that is exactly why it is.
Is that why? Okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
all right, and then I'll take my. Well, I can't dash action. I guess I'm gonna kind of move, sort of, almost nonchalant.
So
'Cause I just
the healing that you do, that 12 healing, is that a bonus action or a?
It's going to be 7 points of healing because he's still alive. But yes, it is a bonus action.
Okay, so you have your action and your movement, so you can dash.
I can dash. I thought it was a bonus action. No, I'm dashing. Yeah, I'm gonna dash through the portal. I guess. Can
Okay.
I actually hold my final movement to move through the portal,
We can
trigger
all
it
make
when
next turn.
everybody goes through at the same time?
I'll say sure.
I'm 1 foot in, in the Stargate. It's all rippling and stuff.
Sure. Kirill, what do you do?
I'm dashing through this portal. I'm just diving in.
Yeah, you make it through. Okay.
Let's go. Stop standing there.
Orange's turn.
Tackled.
But yeah, I'm through.
Comes back to consciousness.
I take the dodge action. Just kidding.
What?
Instantly.
Get
It
me out.
That'd be
has
arguably the
lost.
worst.
That would
It has
definitely be the worst
lost
move I
its
could make.
hand. So it can't take a shot this turn.
Good. Fuck off.
It ends its turn, grasping at its blasted off hand as it tries to reconnect it to its body.
I'll just shake my
And
dead hand
then
at it.
Tammin, it is your turn.
Run through the portal using my
Can you
movement
make it
and
through?
my dash. action.
Sure. Okay,
Drag
you
me.
guys all make it through. Okay, you all successfully make it through, and as the imagery fades, you see Mercadian coming into clarity and focus. This Mercadian undamaged. He's clapping his hands. Bravo, bravo. Very impressive, very impressive. A little bit close there at the end. I didn't think Dolometh was going to make it through the portal. That was a bit dicey. But pearl in hand, Dolometh here as well. Successful all around.
Do I still have this thing?
You do not, as you haven't in the other previous
Yeah,
images.
that's what I thought.
You collect it from a statue in the center, which is the exact replica, as far as you can tell, of the statue that you had previously seen in the courtyard. And you hand it over to Arcadian.
Fuck no.
So you just collect the pearl. Sure. Yeah. Mercadian gestures. And he holds out his hand, hand it over.
This is not what we've been after the whole time. Why would I give it to you? For what purpose?
Well, you see that is actually a replica and not actually the real thing. So don't get
well, then
greedy
why would you need
quite
it?
yet. An excellent question, and one to be explained a bit further down the line, if you would please. And he holds out his hands again. Big smile on his face.
Well, I just hold on to it till we need it further down the line then. Yeah?
There's a brief second where the smile maybe drips a little bit. But he pulls himself back, or pulls his hands back, withdraws the gesture. Very well, very well. All of this has proven to me that you are, without a doubt, true heirs of Dolometh's power and reign. You guys have experienced so much that Dolometh has, and you've really thrived and come up to the challenge. So much so, and he kind of rubs his chin for a moment, that I would say let's forego the last event. Let's continue on to the unveiling of the inheritance. What do you say? Is that not fair?
Yeah.
Absolutely. One little hiccup in this is that if we want to surpass this last affair, I need your word. I need a bit of a promise from you. And it does need to be a bit binding.
Well, you see, all you've done is make false promises thus far, so see why it might be a little bit of an odd request.
Oh, fine then. Oh, we can just proceed with the next dangerous and harrowing challenge, and I'm sure you guys will be fine. It's only the last one. I'm sure you guys won't die a horrific death or anything like that. And we can do so without taking a rest. I assure you that you're very capable of taking on this. It seems very plain to me that you guys are true heroes.
I still have more healing to pop off if there's no rest.
Absolutely don't want to do that.
Well, I don't want to do what this guy wants to do either. I don't want to.
Wait, why are you trying to threaten us? I don't understand.
I'm not threatening you. I'm merely stating we can circumvent this last challenge that is unnecessary by my own terms, and I'm the curator of this event, so we can simply surpass it, and in so doing we can proceed to the treasure room where you can claim your reward. But I'm only willing to do this if you're willing to agree to something on my terms as well. It's not something that's too much to ask.
Offering us rest up until this point.
What exactly is this thing?
The thing that I wish you to do, or the challenges ahead?
Of course, no. What you wish us to do?
You have us make?
Sure. You are about to gain, with all of these tools in hand, the crown of Dolometh. With it, you will possess a great many powers. You'll be able to access and control a number of aspects in the Hollow Peaks itself. You'll gain immense mobility here in the Hollow Peaks, along with personal powers, abilities that are incredibly strong. In addition to perhaps the peak of its power, and that is the ability to grant a wish. One wish every 100 years. I, Mercadian, the curator, would so humbly request that you use that wish to bestow upon me my original life force. I don't ask this only in the sense that I will bypass this last challenge, but also, if you do this thing, if you wish unto this body my original soul, I will assist you in whatever endeavors you so desire, so much as that I can, which is a great deal, as I am quite powerful. And I will say that I am, as you have just seen, an advent foe of the Solar Elves. And I imagine, unless I'm mistaken, they are still a prevalent and impossible threat. I know things, and my soul probably knows even more about the Solar Elves, and I would be very, very willing to help you. Just so willing to help you.
But this pearl can only be used once every 100 years.
That is correct. Once every 100 years, you can make a wish, which means if you live a long life, my good sir, you could make another. And even, and he kind of puts his hand up, even apart from that, I can sense among you ailments that I would be able to cure. Tammin, your hand, it's lost serviceable function. I can restore it. And Haldir, by my goodwill, that
you took away.
ring of yours, it's sapping your life force. I can reverse that. I can pull that curse from you. But even more than that, I see a mark on you. A mark that is draining.
Let me ask you
draining
this.
a portion of your body. I would be able to reverse that effect. But please.
You present yourself so kindly here. And I question your motives, and I don't think it's foolish of me to do so, because the way you've presented yourself throughout this whole affair has not been anything like what you're describing now. I mean, had you simply, from the very beginning, said, I can help you reach the pearl, and if we succeed and you restore me, blah, 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 just not be a jackass and not lie to us and try and manipulate us, then we'd probably say, of course, yeah, we will help you. Because that's what we do. That's what we help people. But now you put us in the position where you want us to trust you, but you haven't done anything to earn that trust.
Sure. I understand. There's going to be a hesitance there. But to say that I misled you or...
you did. That is not debatable. And
I said that there would be a number of challenges. And there were. I could not bypass every single one of them. And my abilities as curator only allow me to bypass this particular event, this last situation. So I understand your hesitance, and I can understand why you might be distrustful. But you must realize, you must see what I have done in the past and how I may consistently uphold those values, and that I might strive against these evil
I don't know
foes.
what you've done in the past, quite frankly. I see what you did here. Oh, yes, but I imagine there's quite some time after what we just witnessed and how you ended up here, dead, as a whatever you are.
Imprint. I am uncertain of the events that followed, as I am just an imprint. But if you wish my soul upon this body, I'm sure I will be revitalized with a number of memories that will allow me to properly assess what I can do and how I can help. But I will not forget my promises to you.
That, man, I already kind of don't like you, just being honest here. Man, what if I really don't? It's probably likely I really won't like the future you or whatever this is, because, well, they probably give even less of a shit about us or our life.
I won't forget my promises to you. I can assure you that.
Wait, how can an imprint be a body?
Well, I have a skeletal structure, and this fleshy substance you see on me is indeed just an image, but a very clean one. That is to say, you'll be wishing my soul into the skeletal structure at the very least. Or alternatively, you could wish that Mercadian was alive again. I suppose that would be fine as well. I wouldn't get to have this particular body, and I wouldn't have these memories in addition to it. But I would find that equally agreeable, to be honest. And once again, he has a pretty big smile on his face as he's suggesting all of this. The alternative is you can say, go fuck yourself, and you can proceed with the challenge, and you may perish, or you may not. It's of no matter to me.
I'm just curious as to why, like, you haven't, like, at first you told us there were 3 trials and there was more, and then you can make any wish, but now you have a clear goal, and I just,
if I'm being honest, I hoped to entice you a bit, to help you understand exactly who I am and the things that I've done to help your... And he kind of searches for the word for a moment. People. Yes. I've done a great number of things to forward and advance your race and the races of all of you. Surprisingly enough, most of you are, in fact, human. Odd exception. In any case, I've furthered your cause. Had it gone any other way, had I chosen not to help Dolometh, then very likely Dolometh and all of his people, and subsequently all of your people, would have been murdered in the most horrific ways and ended up into the stomachs of sycophants. But here you stand. So, my efforts have extraordinarily impacted, for the better, all of society.
Well,
Well, so you think.
So I think.
You can't say that with any certainty because, as I explained earlier, you don't know who you came to be or how you, a supposedly immortal elf, solar elf, died.
That's why I kind of specifically wished that you would... I suppose. My original explicit desire was that you would wish my soul into this body, just in case that, I may still be persisting out there. I think that highly unlikely. That's just my opinion. I don't necessarily know. But all that aside, I'm not exactly sure what you're hesitant about. I understand that a wish is very enticing, but how much more enticing would it be to have an incredible ally on your side? One who knows the ins and outs of the Solar Elf Society, and one who knows the ins and outs of the Hollow Peaks. I can provide to you so much. If only you would wish it.
Haven't you just been hibernating down here for ever?
Very true, yes.
So,
to an extent.
What's another 100 years? What if I was to promise you the second wish?
The only thing is, what happens if you die? And the next people who inherit that crown or who take possession of it are not so inclined as you have stated and do not follow through on the promise. See, I am the curator, right? And I have possession of the crown up until...
I have a proposition. Well, we might die and we might not live, 100 years, but there's a big giant dragon that wants to murder us right outside. And what if we were to wish that, your old companion, Sorendor, was, purified and brought back to his former self? He's trustworthy and you were companions with him. So after 100 years, he could make that wish to restore you.
He kind of rubs his chin for a second, takes a deep breath. That is certainly an idea, but it's just not quite what I'm thinking of or what I have in mind. I like it a lot, but the same effect is reached if you wish that I have this crown past the 100-year
not
point, and I wish Sorendor purified then.
Well, the thing is that even if I restore you, there's a giant dark dragon outside that wants to murder us viciously.
A trifling matter. I can banish him within moments.
Can you?
I promise you I could take care of him. And even still, even past that point,
I don't even know if I want to.
Once you attain the treasure room, you will have at your disposal alternative routes to travel throughout this fortress, and you can bypass this dragon altogether. You would not need to even see him again if that is what you wish.
I mean, he seems to be a noble soul, and I don't kind of want to leave him.
How do you know that he is a noble soul? What is your indication?
Dolem, you told him. You told us that Dolem's greatest treasure was that dragon's treasure. Was that dragon's friendship?
I have no idea if that dragon is Sorendor. You don't know that either.
It is very reminiscent of him. It sounded exactly the same and looked quite similar.
Even if that is the case, and say you do wish that he is purified, it's very possible that all you would be doing is removing whatever dark spirit has possessed him, and you would end up with a hollow shell of a dragon laying outside this fortress, a dead corpse, which you could collect scales from, perhaps.
Well,
but nothing of substantial use.
I could just reward it to say that I wish him return to his former glory that I have pictured in my mind.
Perhaps to an extent, but the wish function and the way that a wish spell works is not just a cure all. You can alter the fabric of reality to a great extent, but you can't just change everything. And you can't change dramatic events.
How is that any different from what I do? Because I'm moving a soul or purifying a soul. It's all soul magic. It seems, quite extreme.
Say the soul is contained, or perhaps just destroyed in some way. They're by a god, perhaps. There are ways that perhaps
what if
meager artifact.
Yeah, how do I know the solar elves didn't capture you and perform some horrible punishment for your treason against your own people?
Valid point, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. And say it doesn't work, then you have your other wish. It will not trigger unless it is capable of triggering. So I don't see a reason why you couldn't wish me into existence once again. And if it fails, you can attempt to do your silliness with Sorendor's.
How about Dolometh then? Well, how can I not wish him back to life? And he knew both of you, and he knew the history of what happened here. I'm just sketched out by the fact that this is a
assuming that my good friend Dolometh still resides on this side of the material plane, and as far as his soul goes, then absolutely you could bring him back, and he would be helpful. He would be helpful. He was a great person in life, and he accomplished much, but he doesn't know the things that I know, the ways that I can help you and assist you in fighting this existential threat. I feel like you're seeking alternative routes, and I understand the hesitancy, but trust me, I'm offering you an olive branch. I'm offering you the capability of passing a deadly challenge so that you might be able to succeed in your challenges, succeed in changing the mortal realm for all eternity.
I guess
Insight check.
yeah.
Okay. What are you trying to infer?
What
Yeah.
percentage, if it, of this guy's speech is bullshit? I'm thinking it's between 70 and
100%.
80, or 70 and 90. You know, it's up there. So I'm just wondering, which one's closer?
So you rolled pretty substantially on that end. He seems to be telling the honest truth with the words that he is speaking, right? So everything that he's saying seems to be very honest and on the nose. But the words that he's not saying are what are troubling you. There's something that he's holding back or hiding that maybe it's not necessarily troubling, but you know that this isn't the full truth. This isn't everything that's going on. You know, you sense that something is afoot for sure, with a certainty. You feel it in your balls. He's not telling the full truth.
That's a strong feeling, then.
What if, how about this? Maybe if you actually tell us the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God, then
Whichever
I'll
one you
agree.
choose.
But if you don't, because see, you're taking a risk here too. Because you say, oh, you might die, you might die. You're right, we might die. But we might not. And I may be so inclined, should you not tell us the whole truth, to wish that you just disappear out of spite.
I would not appreciate that, but I can understand. I can understand.
That's such a Hal thing.
And
Fucking awesome.
I will concede a point
Don't
there.
waste my 100-year
So-
wish to fuck you.
What is it exactly? And I will say that my knowledge is not perfect and not complete without my soul. But what is it that you desire to know in specificity?
I want to know what you're hiding. You have another angle. You have, there's something afoot, or there's something you're not telling us, or I don't know. But I know that I've heard men speak the truth, and that is not what's happening.
He's kind of pensive and thinks for a second.
How their scruples are not so inclined as to altruistic sides necessarily. Truth will earn you probably more. I'm just saying.
I guess something that is bugging me in particular is the fate of Dolometh's kingdom, the fate of Sorendor and yourself. Like, you're supposed, elves and dragons are, tend to live quite a bit of time, and I don't think that much time has passed between the founding of this kingdom and what happened today. So something horrible must have happened to cause all of what we see around us.
I cannot say for certain how much time has passed since I've come here and since your arrival, as I'm not exactly active the entire time, but I will say that it's probably been quite a long time, because it seems to me that the living memory of Dolometh, to at least some extent, has passed away. Now, as far as what happened to Sorendor and myself, and Dolometh as well, I suffered a near fatal wound on the recovery of a artifact, which has been described to you at least once by Sorendor here in the previous imagery that you were exposed to. We entered into the Shadow Marches, and it was during this time that Sorendor himself was absconded away by a powerful spirit. And his body and mind were taken away from Dolometh and myself for, as far as we knew, forever. That he now, supposedly, appears before these gates is potentially troublesome, but not altogether unexpected, because I imagine he would want to rejoin his former ally in Dolometh, and obviously myself as well. So that may be, I guess, the lines of which you're looking for as far as his fate goes. I also suffered some wounds in that flight after we had recovered the light anchor, and I never fully recovered from my wounds that I sustained from Netroy, my brother, in the previous image that you experienced. I don't know how long I persisted past my creation, as he points to himself, kind of emphasizing this particular body. But in any case, I imagine that I did not persist very long, as I could very well imagine, and I could even now feel the wounds. And he kind of like pulls his hand over his body, and you can see that there are deep and grievous wounds that are kind of like covering him, almost shattered arm, and terrible bleeding that's kind of like occurring across his abdomen and stuff like that. But you kind of sense that it's a little bit dramatic. Like, these are things that, like, oh, this just happened, rather than, oh, these were healed and then he recovered. So he's kind of like hamming it up a little bit. In any case, Dolometh and his fate is a bit beyond me. But if I'm correct in my assumption that this is some many years past his reign and his creation of the Hollow Peaks, then he died of natural causes. He was a dwarf, and while long-lived, he very likely passed away in his 400th or 500th year very peacefully. And I can only imagine that if he succeeded in creating his kingdom.
There's a bit of a problem with your story, unless I'm misunderstanding. Now, I believe earlier you had said that you needed to gather the light anchor from the Shadow Marshes in order to build the kingdom.
Yes, we did do that.
But you say Sorendor was lost to you there. That seems a bit out of line with all the rest of your stories. I mean, you're saying you were hurt in leaving that plane and may have died shortly after, but then you also say that you were tremendously important in building the kingdom and all of those other things. So am I to believe that, you immediately after getting the anvil, or whatever the hell it's called, one, lost Sorendor. Oh, but also you earlier told us you had no idea it was corrupted, but anyway. And then also built an entire kingdom and was helping people all over the world, but also you died. Do you see the timeline is a little bit fuzzy?
And yes, it is a bit fuzzy to me too. I'm not exactly certain how things transpired. I only know what I know. And that is an insufficient picture. You're absolutely right. I would love to know more. I would love to know the truth. And I have no doubt that I am noble in this request. So if you would so incline.
That doesn't sound noble to me. What's noble about that? That sounds greedy. We have a power, a thing that you claim could change the world for the better. And you want to use it just so you can remember what your past life had? Or,
So
live again?
let me pose it to you. Let me pose it to you. What would you wish? What would you do with your wish that would be so noble? If we're going to continue along that line, what would you do that would better the world? That you have so much power. What would you do with your wish? Your 100-year wish. What would
I don't know.
you do?
And I don't think I need to know, because that's the beauty of it, is that it's 100 years until the next one. So, we got some time to think about it. We can, make an informed decision.
Perhaps you do. But what about your human friends? Most of them, if not all of them, will most certainly perish along those times. What do they have to say about this? I understand, Haldir, and I approve your keen mind.
No, you misunderstand
I
me
will say
entirely.
that.
There's a vast difference between deciding right now that we are going to resurrect you, a man who, for all we know, could have drastically changed in his motives and actions after the creation of you, and me saying, oh, we can wait a couple months or a year. I'm not saying we're going to wait an eternity to decide, but we can, spend a little time on it. We can think about all the atrocities we've seen, because we've seen a lot of them on our journey here. There's gods that are encaged by fucking madness. There's the solar elves trying to sick the sycophid on the people of the land. I mean,
And
there's a great many problems.
I have very well been proven to be an active
you haven't been
opponent
proven
against the solar elves.
Because you're dead and they're not.
But also, Anvina never seemed like she was sicking the sycophids upon the land. She seemed to just be ambivalent to their existence. They were just kind of things that were there to her. They weren't things she was cheering on. She just didn't affect her kingdom or her people. So she just didn't.
It wasn't exactly known to every echelon of the Solar Elf Society what was happening, but there were a proponent, a not insignificant proponent, that understood why the Sycothid were there and what they were doing. I was part of that faction, and I rose against it, specifically trying to fight against the harm and the cause that the highest echelon of Solar Elf Society had endeavored to do.
So why does it only happen on this continent, on this part of the world?
Because this part of the world is where Soul Arquette is stored.
And Soul Arquette being the lord of all the demons?
No, not the Lord of all demons. He's the Lord of nothingness. He's the Lord of emptiness. He's the Lord of the void, if you would call it that. He is the eldest son of Heliaki, who is the creator. He is the eraser, the destroyer.
Right. Maybe I'd wish that god didn't exist. I don't know. But I'd probably do something a little more than...
I highly doubt that this puny pearl would be able to accomplish that, which the Solar Elves had, in essence, strived to do as a civilization for 30 to 40,000 years.
What'd you guys wish for?
What did we wish for?
Yeah.
I'd be happy to tell you. But I need to have my soul.
You're saying you don't even know?
I'm saying that before I impart that information, I want so desperate to not be stuck in this godforsaken tower for another minute.
How about what would happen if I were just to open the door and you could stay inside the tower and the dragon could stay outside the tower? Like, what happens if you and the dragon kind of talk to each other? What would happen?
Well, one, I can't leave the tower, and
You can't leave the tower, and he can't enter. So you can talk to the door.
Certainly, we could. What do you think would what would that accomplish? What do you suppose that would
I think there would be a dialogue, and it would give us some context.
By your accounts, this dragon was mad or crazed to some extent.
By my accounts, you're mad or crazed.
Well,
So, I mean-
it's not so much that he was crazy. He just seemed like he was really, really, really fucking angry.
You do recall that he also had. He did not know everything. Like he was missing. He didn't even know his own name. Right.
Okay, that's fair.
But if you're that's fine if you want to say that to him because he doesn't know that. He kind of considers for a moment again. We're already here, and I am offering you the opportunity to fulfill something that no other creature has ever done.
Yeah.
No other living mortal
saying that.
has ever come to the pinnacle of what Dolometh has done.
But
But
what
you
if?
keep saying you're offering us something.
But
But
what
the
is it?
reality is that you need us.
Yes,
Okay,
it is a mutual thing.
So it's not an offer.
Did you think that when I approached Dolometh in his adolescence, in his infancy, in comparison to my power and knowledge, did you think that I came to him because I had no need of him? Did you think that I came to it because I just was doing it for fun? No, I needed his vitality. I needed his ingenuity. And the same thing is true of you now, where I need your ingenuity, your cunning, your strength to continue my fight against what the Solar Elves had done. I do not idly pass up or disregard the life of Dolometh or Sorendor and their efforts to further the fight against the Solar Elves.
What? Why?
I'm stating to you
request your
very
own life
plainly.
ahead of it.
But going back to the core of things, what is the need of the conflict between you and Dolometh versus the Solar Elves? The Solar Elves, despite their kind of, like from what you're explaining, their kind of brutish kind of use of the Cicatid to darken the land to keep soul cards. They're trying to keep Soul Arquette contained, no? So what did you hope to contain by did the creation of Dolometh's kingdom enable Soul Arquette, to awaken in any way?
So you may know this, that a elf, mundane as they are, not a solar elf in this aspect, they are mortal. Long-lived, much longer than dwarf, perhaps 1,000 years, and if very lucky, 2,000. But no longer. And when I speak of a society that has lived for 40,000 years, you might think numerous generations. Not so. Solar elves live eternally. And it is thought that this is by a blessing of Heliac. That is not entirely correct. As you may have heard, or possibly was inferred by Netroy, when the Cicatid consume the souls of mortal beings, and they do so quite rapidly when entire darkness covers this continent, they store up these souls, a portion of them. And then solar elves eat the flesh of the Cicatids. And in so doing, we continue and perpetuate our lives beyond measure. We can heal from grievous wounds.
By eating
I wasn't capable of doing that. Yes, by eating the flesh of the Cicatids. I wasn't able to do this because I was cut off from my brethren. Not necessarily cut off. I should say I cut myself off from my brethren and from this cycle because I thought it was horrific and destructive. As I had initially stated to you, I am a creature of creation. I want to create a permanent legacy, but I wanted that legacy to be a legacy of creation, of majesty and life, not of destruction as the solar elves do. And in so many ways that they proclaim to worship Heliac. They worship in truth and in fact, and indeed, they worship Solarket, destruction. They rip down societies and sentient life for their own perpetuation, their own gain. This is horrific.
It is, but what is the nature of Solarket's containment in this continent?
Solarket is imprisoned in a multi-layered, I suppose you would call it a tomb, but it's more like a sealing artifact. The Solar Elves don't necessarily know every aspect to it, but it came to us as a nail from the sky. It pierced the crust of the earth where we were present, and we had forewarning of its coming. It struck the earth, creating a massive crater, and the outside shell of this artifact, massive in size, gave off immense heat. We structured it, formed the environment so that rivers would flow into the crater and create a lake, so that some manner of life and existence could occur in the area around it, because it was completely desolate at the time. We caused essentially a sea to form around it. The heat persisted. Some part of the prison would never subside. But Heliac blessed the prophets in that he gave all of our people a task when we were first here. So we're speaking of many, many years ago. He gave the first of our peoples a objective. Keep and contain this prison. And that's what our people have done. But in so doing, they lost focus. They persisted in many negative ways, as far as I'm concerned. That's, I guess, the nature of the prison. I wasn't one of the prophets that existed at the time of this happening, so I don't have perfect knowledge, but I do know where it was kept in the Dawn City. I'd be willing to share that information once again if you thought it was relevant to your tasks. But honestly, there's no reason to pursue, in any sense of the word, trying to free Solarket, or in any sense of the word, trying to understand it. It is a god of literal nothingness, destruction, of emptiness. There's no reason to pursue knowledge of what he transpired or what he intended to do, by any sense.
Just seems to me like if you really cared about the things you're saying, you wouldn't purport we use such a powerful thing to simply bring you back to life.
What other wish could you do to hinder the Solar Elves more than to bring back a defector? That's all that I'm trying to say. Does that
I don't
make
know.
sense? Doesn't it
I don't
yield
think we
some
care about the
result?
Solar Elves that much.
I mean, yeah.
Do you not? Every 200 years or so, we dim and darken this continent and let loose a multitude, thousands, perhaps hundrds of thousands of Sycothids to feast on the flesh of all sentient life to the point of extinction. And then,
Well, you see,
by means...
there's like these things, these orbs, and I'm assuming you know what I'm talking about,
I do.
that prevent the
Complete
sickness.
eradication. Correct. You are not completely wiped out. We
Well,
allow
no,
a portion of you to exist.
Well, I could wish for, I don't know, like 5,000 of them. I could just fucking
Perhaps
go
it would
around
work.
putting them in the countryside. I don't know, but I'm just saying there's a lot of things that I think would be more likely to help people than just bringing back someone who, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, you just explained all this, is no longer immortal. So, in many ways, no longer any more immune to anything than, like, oh, I don't know, me. So it'd be just for knowledge. I believe I could wish for knowledge.
He kind of has this moment where he has almost a resigned look on his face. Like, I'm clearly not going to convince them through this line of reasoning. He just takes a brief moment where he's kind of got this glazed over look in his eyes and he's looking down. If I cannot convince you this way, then by all means, persist in this challenge. And once you reach the treasure room and you are met with a decision, once again, and this, when he says it, he almost has a carnivorous smile on his face. Then by all means, take the risk. I'm offering you something safer. He's got a very stern look on his face. He said, I'll give you a moment to discuss it amongst your party, but I will not delay forever. The next challenge is ahead. And he turns his back, walks away. The other side of the chamber.
Well,
Fuck this guy.
I'm sort of inclined to agree.
Yeah. I mean, he's not
Inclined
giving
to
us
agree with this
anything.
guy or fuck this guy?
I just
like
think
him.
that based
I-
on my observations and to wish for something we have such little understanding about would probably be a fate worse than us just dying.
Do you want to take
Yeah,
our
well-
chances with the dragon? Give him the pearl as he asked. That is the other option.
no, I don't. I
I'd
think
rather
we
risk
can
that
use.
than make a pact with this.
I think we can use the pearl to wish the dragon into his former state.
Well, we can
He
all at
was
least
a-
agree that we don't want to deal with this elf.
I mean, if he had been truther from the beginning, I would be inclined to agree with him, but he seems a little duplicitous. And if, we purify the dragon, the dragon says, yo, yeah, this guy was a good dude. We can give the dragon the pearl, and he can do it in 100 years.
That is true. The dragon life expectancy is very long, and he's been alive this long, even if he is a little corrupted.
Because, an elf's an elf. And he could help us, but I think having a fucking dragon on our side is, just as good.
I vote dragon. Although I am very neutral in most things.
I vote anything other than the elf.
Dragon makes sense. Fuck this guy.
This is very strong. Well, fuck
Well,
all solar
That's
elves.
not really what the question is, though,
Yeah.
right?
So,
The question
It
isn't
doesn't have to be
this
elf,
guy or the dragon. It's this
Yeah.
guy or
anything else.
yeah,
Okay. Fuck this guy.
because we could make that decision later if we go.
In any case, I think it's a good time to take a long rest.
Well, it sounds like he's not going to give us a chance if we don't agree to his thing.
I think he
But-
means us.
You know.
Well, what I
Yeah,
suggested
well-
could very well lead to his
You should just
return.
start
But
resting.
yeah, I'm gonna rest.
I mean, I would say this is for sure a short rest. We've just been sitting here talking for 30 minutes, right?
Probably accurate.
Sure. Yeah, you absolutely can utilize a short rest as far as rolling hit die. But as you guys kind of break in conversation, he approaches you once again. So have you decided? Are you taking my offer, or are you choosing the way of risk? I cannot guarantee that you will survive, but I must insist that you approach this challenge and whatever challenges are to come now.
That was
Yeah, because you're a manipulative son of a bitch.
Very well.
Then you are prepared. Very well. And he gestures towards the door. But with that, we will end tonight's session as you guys move your way towards the supposedly final challenge of Dolometh's Tower. Learning a little bit more about what's going on, and maybe a little bit less, depending on how much you believe this character. There we go.
Sweet.
All right,
We
all
will-
right, all right.
Turn on Thursday and see what happens. Assuming that that's good for everybody.
Yeah, as far as for me, yeah.
Think so.
Seems that way.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah.